Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Indiana Sports Beat Radio, coming to you on this Friday, of course, from BB's Market here in Bloomington. Looking forward to sampling the wares of Chef JD again as he is preparing a number of things this week. Looking forward to it, of course, brought to you by our good friends at Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington, Bloomington's #1 Honda dealer, and Endeavor Hospitality in the WOW Club, which encompasses Metalworks Brewing Company, of course, BB's Market, Cabello, Southern Stone, Feast Market and Cellar, Garnish Catering, so many others as well. I was at Cabello last night. As a matter of fact, welcome aboard Dustin Schutte from Outsider.com. As always, Dustin was down at Cabello last night, had a great time with Jordan Hulls, the Hulls family, Aubrey, you got Jackson and Margaret. Margaret's the littlest one. Jackson's the oldest one. And Leo is the terror, baby. He is the man. JC and Joni, of course, the Community Foundation. It was a record year. So we wanted to thank our sponsors from the WOW Network, from Cook Medical, of course, and from Old National Bank. JD, man, he's right. Look at this.
What do we got this morning?
That just rolled. Can you see the steam rolling off that?
I can't. I wish I could. Is it biscuits and gravy?
Yeah, boy, it is. Biscuits and gravy there, jealous. Baby. Larry, my man Larry is here visiting us.
Oh, nice.
And he said, I looked over, it's like, oh, man, he's eating those biscuits and gravy. He done had some. He done had a sample of it. So they are about to get sampled right now, as a matter of fact. I can't sit here and not have some, but that's why we're here, right? We
need a play-by-play of how good it tastes, what flavors.
First of all, you can see the moist, the biscuit's not falling apart. It's holding together, keeping the sausage and the gravy together.
Oh, I'm jealous. Jim goes off screen for his first bite.
You should be. You have no idea.
World famous.
That's going home in a box.
That is the perfect morning tailgate food, in my opinion. I love biscuits and gravy at all times, but especially like on a chilly fall day, noon kickoff.
We got a noon kickoff this week. Plus, you can call. I'm talking about this last night. You can call ahead to BB's, put in your order.
Oh,
hey,
perfect.
I need to feed 24 people. I need biscuits and gravy for 24 people.
Nice.
JD going to knock it out or whatever. Any of the thing. And now, actually, they custom make stuff. It's whatever you want. But that's the great thing. It's like, man, you can just have it, pick it up and go. Tonight, as a matter of fact, the BB's Friday night parking lot party happening for the first one this week. They've got 10 outside. I'll walk out there and show you in a little bit. The Metalworks Brewing Company truck is out there as well, but they're having just all kinds of broth sausages like the jalapeno broth tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We'll talk about all that in a little bit. College football week 3 this week as well. Indiana, of course, hosting Western Kentucky. A game that is going to be tougher than people think. Western Kentucky likes to score points, and they're good at it. So we're going to get a little bit better indication on Indiana's defense, which I don't have a lot of doubts about. But in my prediction in the Hoosier.com, I said I still need to know what this offensive line can do, and if Indiana's offense can get into a rhythm early. Last week, was the problems the rain in the first half, the delayed start could have been because the second half play was much better, but I don't know. We'll find out this week. The weather's going to be fine. There's not going to be any hiding. If Indiana cannot run this week, that's going to be a serious problem for the remainder of the year. But unless they can manipulate this offense to where they can incorporate a more run and shoot style to overcome that. But I think all those questions are going to be answered this weekend because they're going to have to score points to win this game. The over and under is like 61. I picked the score at 34-27, and that's relying on Indiana to score 30 points, and that's relying on Indiana to score 34 points.
Mm-hmm. I think they can do
a little bit better. They can because, I know that they can. I just want to see two halves of this team.
Yeah, that was my biggest question heading into this game, and I talked about it on This Week in Indiana. I talked about it on the Eyes on Big podcast. I'm going to talk about it here. I want to see Connor Bazelak for a full 60 minutes. We have not seen him play a full game yet in terms of his consistency level. Obviously, a little bit of that had to do with the delayed start, the weather, some of those other things that factored into the Idaho game. I think in the first game of the season against Illinois, that's a really good defensive team. They weren't able to really block until the final possession, the final drive. He didn't get much help. So I want to see Connor Bazelak put it together for a full 60 minutes, be consistent from start to finish. That's really what is lacking here. I still think we know what this offensive line is, and that's not good. Doesn't mean they can't block and run the football effectively against Western Kentucky. The other thing that I want to see defensively is how does this team handle a not as effective but still pretty good passing attack? Western Kentucky, they had to stop the run against Illinois. They did. They didn't do a great job of that, but obviously they limited Illinois enough. And then they've got to find a way to stop Dawood Davis, a receiver from Western Kentucky. He's a really talented player. He's their primary target in their offense. Really interested to see what they do because Idaho hit them up for some big plays. So I want to see what they're able to do defensively against a good passing team.
And also one thing I did put in that blurb in the Hoosier.com is, while that was a much more closer than expected win, the other part of that was because not many of us gave Idaho the credit they probably deserved.
Right.
Because they're better than most of us thought, and Washington State is better than most of us thought. I can't wait so Jeffrey can laugh at me today, but to share my misfortune of the Badgers. The Badgers.
Yes, of the cost of that Washington State Wisconsin game. By the way, that game might have been the sloppiest game I've ever seen Wisconsin play in my existence. They had 11 penalties for 105 yards. I think they had 3 turnovers.
What a better time for it. What a better time for it. Could not have come at a better time.
Yeah, exactly, right? I watched that game thinking that Washington State went in there and kind of dominated. If Wisconsin just plays a clean game, they probably win that by 10 points, but they couldn't do it. So I'm interested to see what Wisconsin's going to look like the rest of the season. Remember, last year we counted them out of the Big Ten West race after, week 4, week 5, because they got off to a 1-3 start. And last week of the season, if they would have beaten Minnesota, they were headed back to Indianapolis. So we'll see where they go. Obviously, Iowa. Let's see if the offense can move the football against a pretty bad Nevada team. A lot of interesting matchups. Purdue, Syracuse, Michigan State, Washington. So many good.
That's the game that I have circled.
So many games.
Michigan State and Washington is the game that I have circled because Michigan State's a legit good team, solid.
Yes.
They have to travel, but of course the bigger storyline is Kalen DeBoer as head coach, Indiana's former offensive coordinator, and Michael Penix, the former quarterback, who, from all appearances, they're rolling, baby. So this could be will be a very interesting matchup. What's the spread in that game? That's all. I don't have that down.
The other day it was, I don't know if it still holds true or not, but the other day it was Washington -3.5. Washington
I would be
favorite.
hard pressed not to take that.
See, I've flip-flopped on this game. I've picked Washington at times. I've picked Michigan State. The current line is Washington -3.
I don't bet against Kalen DeBoer.
I would stay away from that line because you never know what you're going to – this could be a game where Washington goes up by 14 points and then Michigan State does what they did all of last year, and that is find a way to overcome a deficit and win. Like I don't know how to bet on Michigan State. I would stay far away from that line.
I would be betting. I would be betting on Kalen DeBoer, but I would be betting on, not against Michigan State.
Yeah. It's an interesting game. I could see that one going either way. Penn State, Auburn, obviously the Big Ten SEC. That's going to be a really fun one. SMU, Maryland. Those two teams can score a lot of points. That'll be a fun shootout. The nice thing, Oklahoma, Nebraska. How does Nebraska respond with Scott Frost gone?
That's another one. I don't understand this. And I said this earlier in the week, and it's kind of held true still. It's word I lost it. But Oklahoma is they're giving up 10.5. That's it. I don't understand is unless and Vegas is usually on it, but unless this is because of an emotional charge they're expecting, which I don't. How much of an emotional charge can you get when you're just bad? And I think they're just not very good offensively.
Yeah, but the thing is they've always hung around. The last 2 years they've always hung around. So I think that's playing into it. So if you have it's
a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game. And I think they will
dangerous game to bet. Now that's one I would probably stay away from.
This is a game that I could see. To me, it's going to be one of two things happen. Either Nebraska is going to make this a really good football game because they have that emotional charge, that extra juice, or Oklahoma is just going to come out and steamroll them. I don't know that there's – I don't know that there's going to be an in-between, like a 14 to 17-point game. I think it's going to be either Oklahoma just absolutely cruises or this is going to be a nail-biter to the finish like Nebraska's had so many times under Scott Frost, and it happens again. I'm not saying they'll win a close game, but it's going to be incredibly interesting how that goes.
Yep, we'll talk about all that in the red zone today. Looking forward to that. I want to make sure we don't go over here. What we've got, John, the producer, is on assignment this week, so we have our man RC manning the station today. And so just want to make sure that I don't miss a break. I don't even remember what time we started. So, RC, when we're getting close to a break, you just let me know, all right? Yes, sir.
I was just going to run 20 minutes over, so I was going to break at 6:10, just so you know.
There you go, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, RC. Who's actually out in Los Angeles.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah. So we've truly gone coast to coast here.
We have.
Indiana sports media.
We've got Florida, Indiana, and California.
I've got to thank RC for helping us out and getting up quite early out on the West Coast. So thank you, sir.
I'm glad to be here. A huge fan of the show. Thank you.
That's always a pleasure. Let's see. I was checking over on the comments. I hate these these bifocals. I hate them because
cheaters?
the top is just regular glass, and so the bottom, I'm like, just give me those $6 things from Walt Tree Mart or whatever dollar store.
Tree Mart. I like that.
Tree Mart. It's a name. It's a new place. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't forget about I mentioned the Friday night tailgate party.
It's a parking lot party.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure so you can get a good look at the setup. They got so much space here, it's nuts, which is incredible. Mark it off, baby.
Here we go. Oh, look at that. Yes. I like it. Wow. A lot of space.
Yeah, oh, yeah. There's the tent. There's the tent.
Nice. Yeah. I like it. And what time does that start?
3:00 this afternoon.
Oh.
Almost tripped over the barrel. Hey, last man was nothing.
We were almost live from the hospital.
Why don't you check his truck out, though, how cool this truck is. This is an old truck that they've had refurbished, the Metalworks Brewing Company truck. This sucker's got a new Dodge 12-valve engine in it.
I like that.
Get it straight here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I wish I could get this the hood open. I probably could if I wanted to, but it's got a brand new 12-valve in it, man.
I like it. It looks great.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It looks great.
I can't
see the trick.
Oh, there we go. Gotta get away. And then you can see the logo up there on the. Oh, there we go.
Beautiful. That is a thing. I love that.
How about that logo?
That is a great logo. I would buy a t-shirt.
You know what? They need to be selling those right now. Hats and t-shirts and all that. Chef JD's out there. He's purveying his kingdom. He's getting ready to start. What all you having today, JD?
I think we're doing some brats. I just made a bunch of baked beans from scratch, potato salad from scratch.
Good old tailgate type homemade baked beans, homemade potato salad. I know you're gonna have all kind of sausages, brats. I know there's a jalapeno brat, brisket.
We got briskets. Been smoking all night. We've got them for
been
today.
Smoking, just waiting to be.
It's gonna be fun from 3 to 7.
3 to 7, man. Come on out. Today's the first night, but it'll be going every Friday night.
Yeah, I believe so.
And
I'll be here cooking tonight on the grill. So
Chef JD's gonna be at it. Come get it. We've got to take a break. Lots more coming up here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio. We'll be back with it. Brought to you by our good friends from BB's Market. Make sure you go visit bbsmarket.com, and we'll be back with more right after this. How about that?
That was great.
Good stuff.
Well, just to fill in. So when will the next break scheduled to be, RC? And I'll just write it down. And if I'm not right at it, unless I go over, because in the first 4 segments we're.
Here's what I have right here. If you want to jot this down.
My glasses are still dark. I'm going outside.
Oh, so that would be
6:30, 6:50.
Okay, so we'd add 3 hours. So I got you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll jot that down. 9:30.
So it's 12.
9:30.
I'm confused.
9:50.
Just when's the next break? That's all I need to know.
9:30.
All right.
10:30.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, no, we're on. Yeah. No, I've got it. We're on.
Bam.
All right.
We're good.
I should have grabbed your visor outside, Larry.
that's all right.
You gotta get you to start bringing some guys with you.
Yeah, well, most of my buddies live in Freetown.
It's all right. It's a good reason for them to come down. And I'll buy them breakfast. Oh, I'm telling you. Have you paid yet? Well, we'll send you home with something here.
That's all right. I just want to say
Yeah, JD. JD's back there making some stuff, so I'll have you sample them. That's what we'll do when he brings them out. We do have Larry G's in the audience. I try not to use last names. I forget sometimes. Sometimes some people don't want. There we go. Boy, I need some different glasses.
We got about
What?
30 more seconds of break, just so you know.
Thank you. Hey, what broadcast was on Amazon? Was the NFL game on Amazon last night?
Yeah, Thursday night football.
Well, I did not get a chance to watch that.
It was something.
Not good.
I didn't have any issues. Al Michaels was interesting. Kirk Herbstreit was interesting, and the broadcast for most people was very glitchy.
All right, Jim, back on.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio, coming to you, of course, here live from BB's Market on this Friday. It is game weekend, of course. Indiana hosting Western Kentucky. Guess I better get back on camera, right? This weekend at Bloomington's Memorial Stadium, a noon start. Thank goodness. Will not be getting home at 1:30 in the morning, so I am grateful for that. Looking forward to it. What were we just talking about in the break, Dustin?
The Thursday night football broadcast on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. I did not get a chance to see that. And I saw someone comment about the audio. And there's no reason for them to have an audio issue.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, it's not like they're doing this over AOL or something.
That would be amazing.
Everything is regular. It's just sent out. You're just picking it off of the stream, just like this. So, and look, we're doing live remotes, and there's no reason for a national. They should not be having audio issues.
Look, I watched that game last night, and I didn't have any issues in terms of glitchiness or it cutting in and out or audio issues. I don't know if it's because I have higher speed internet. I don't know what the case is, or if it's I did not endure any of those issues, but man, Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, I know it's their first broadcast together, but I did not think it went well. I'd like to hear what other people thought who watched the game last night, but maybe it takes a few weeks for those two, because you got to get the cadence down. You got to get familiar with one another. But that was an interesting broadcast. It didn't sound like the typical Al Michaels. And at times it seemed like Kirk Herbstreit was uncomfortable, maybe just trying to because the NFL game is different than the college game. It's kind of like going from college basketball to the NBA. I mean, different games.
I don't understand. I don't understand why have Kirk Herbstreit do it. Why? He's a college guy. Not that he doesn't know the game.
Right, he knows it. Yeah,
I understand it, but I understand he's a big name in college football, and they're trying to parlay that, I guess, but he's a big name in college football. Bob Knight was a big name in college basketball.
Right.
There seems to be enough guys out there that were available that have the more NFL style down. Who knows? I don't know.
Well,
they're just trying to capitalize on his popularity. There's no doubt about that.
For sure. What I'd like to hear is, because I remember I think it was the last 2 years, I believe Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit, maybe even longer, have done NFL broadcasts, and they were pretty good. So and
that's another thing, keeping the team together, because they've been together for I don't even know how long, how many years they've been together.
I think that was more of the issue, trying to get the cadence down, working with somebody brand new. I think that was more the issue than Kirk's knowledge of the game, because it was like the college. I mean, he broke it down well. It wasn't.
I think that there's more play-by-play on the NFL side. Al Michaels probably is used to doing a little more, and then Chris Collingsworth would add his piece, and on the other side, Kirk Herbstreit is more of the. It's every broadcast is funny and it's different. Look at the Indiana broadcast. Who's the star of the Indiana broadcast? If you're listening to Indiana football or basketball on radio,
Don Fisher.
There you go. He's the play-by-play guy.
Right.
But the play-by-play guys are not always the stars.
Not on TV.
Especially on TV. But even on radio, the play-by-play guys need to be great, obviously, because that's selling that. But a lot of times they're former players.
Right.
Big-name players. So it's just each situation is different. Each situation is different. But Rhett Lewis, I keep – if anyone has seen the Showtime or the HBO series Winning Time, if you haven't, you got to watch it. It's great. It's funny, but it's informative. It's about the Lakers, the formation of the Lakers from like 1979, 1980, when Dr. Jerry Buss bought him. What a fascinating story he was. Oh my God. I wish I'd have known more about, he was a character. His mom was a character. She used to break into, what was the old star of Mary Pickford? She was the star in the old silent movies back in the old days.
Oh,
she would take him when he was a kid and break into their, because they weren't there much, break into their LA mansion and just hang out by the pool. Because there's a scene where they do it late in life when she's close to dying.
Oh, really?
Genie Bus. There's Genie Bus and Dr. Jerry Bus there. But it's a fascinating story, really. But it's hilarious. It's great. It's that you got the Larry Bird and the Celtics through that. Everybody plays the roles incredibly well. And I forget where I was going with that. I had an actual point that I was going to make, but I got off on that tangent. But
instead, it's just a promo. Go out and watch it. I have not seen it yet, actually.
What were we talking about before I went on that tangent?
We were talking about Thursday Night Football, the teams, Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels. The broadcast was not great.
Gives me back. Pat Riley started out as Chick Hearn was the longtime LA Laker play-by-play guy, the star. Pat Riley comes in and gets a job as his color guy. And so as he starts doing more broadcasts, he's trying to, deliver some information. He's got a little bit of information. You know, he played at Kentucky. He played in the NBA. He knows what he's talking about. Chick Hearn would give him that.
Oh, really?
You stop
talking. Yep.
And all I can think about now is with Don Fisher, with the new guys they have coming in, is they'll get about 3 words out and go.
Yep.
And Don gives them the old. No, I'm just kidding. Doesn't really, but it's just funny. But that is a show worth watching.
You know what was when I was coming up through the ranks early in my career, and I was trying to do. I realized early on I was not going to make it in play-by-play broadcasting, but I had conversations with guys like Tim Newton, who does the Purdue broadcast. I talked with Michael Grady, who's now the play-by-play guy with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and some other people. And that was one thing that always stood out to me, is they would say, you got to take control as the play-by-play guy, especially if you're on radio. And, they would say stuff like, I will put my hand out if the guy's talking too much, or if it's my turn to start talking. If the play's I have to stick my hand out and put it on their chest, or, make some sort of signal that indicates that I need to start talking again, because otherwise they'll just carry on. You'll get caught behind the play and people on the radio won't know what happens. It's a bigger deal on the radio than it is TV, but I always thought that was interesting. They each had their own way of kind of shutting the analyst up while they were on air.
Hit up some of the comments from the Andy Moore Honda hotline. Titus F11's he's got it going too. He says, hey, I've been smoking all night. Got a beef brisket on hickory and mesquite, pork butt with apple, and just started his jerk chicken with actual pimento wood. That stuff ain't cheap. I've never heard of pimento wood. Larry, have you heard of pimento wood? Where do you get pimento wood? Does it come from cheese? What's that? Oh, it's a kind of apple tree. I just learned.
Wow, did not know that.
Then why do they put it in cheese? I don't understand.
Why do you care? You don't like it.
Well, because it gives me something to complain about.
Oh, there you go.
Joseph, hey Joseph, how are you, sir? Joseph Fix saw J.C. Halls last night. Joseph interned for J.C. over the summer. Weather is absolutely gorgeous. He's out at Yep, cannot get it out. Golf course out there. Stonecrest, man, just south of Bloomington. 5 lefts. Yeah, he didn't like the broadcast either, so that was not his favorite. Jennifer was asleep by halftime. Pete, what's the jerk chicken secret? Get recipes going out here. 5 F's thinks Monday night needs to replace Collingsworth. I think that the main broadcast doesn't matter anymore, because the Manning cast is all it is for me, baby.
Yeah. Well, I think Collingsworth is on Sunday night now. I think he's with Mike Tirico on Sunday night, because Monday night is ESPN.
John says Legacy, the documentary, is better than Winning Time. It's more accurate. Well, I don't doubt that, because this was not a documentary as much per se. They took some liberties. Jerry West, and that's the thing that people have been most upset about with it. They portrayed Jerry West completely different than he was. He was a super nice guy, showing him just being pissed off all the time. Well, I'm sure he was when he lost 5 championships to the Celtics,
right,
out of 6. But they portrayed him well. But that was just for TV, or just for the deal. But I look forward to watching Legacy. But the Winning Time is absolutely entertaining. Pete uses a Traeger. Very
popular. I like it.
He looked up online at pimento pellets, $95 a bag. There you go. Justin says chemistry and communication. Yes, Joseph, I'm sorry. I got it at Stonecrest. They're in Bedford. Yeah, Justin, you are correct. Says Winning Time is a drama series based on it, while Legacy is more of a true documentary. There you go. Both are great. I would not disagree with that at all. Who's going again? Heading out? Are you tailgating? Where are you tailgating? Come by BB's and get your wares ready for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the noon kickoff. I was in a charity event yesterday as soon as the show ended, and I bid on some things on the silent auction right before we take a break here. And we'll talk about that when I come back, because that's sometimes you lose when you win. Hey, we got lots more coming up. Brought to you by our good friends. As a matter of fact, watch this. Reach back here. Go team, baby.
There you go.
Fresh in this foil pack. You can get, this is chocolate chip. Oh my God. You should also get vegan salted chocolate chip. There's s'mores. I don't even know how many flavors, but these things are really good, but they're full of protein. It's it's a much healthier snack alternative. Great for the athlete in your life, or just the active person in your life, or the person who's wanting to stay healthy. These are great, easy to go snack. I grabbed 2 on the way out the door yesterday on the way to the event, and it fueled me for the day. We've got lots more coming up here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Be back right more after this to BB's Market.
Great job, gentlemen.
Well, this will be. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm the head chef at my house, so I always get 2 meals.
All right, coffee refill time.
All right, man. I like the black. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
About a minute.
What's everybody's favorite? What's your favorite tailgate food over here in the comments? Since it's a tailgating episode, I'm going to try to make some jalapeno poppers tomorrow.
I'm going to have to, I've got a stand for this laptop. I'm going to have to get another tripod and start standing them both.
There you go. You get one of those standing desks.
All right, let's see. We got to change the sponsor. Who's the next sponsor, RC?
All right, you guys are on in 5, 4, 3 max. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio, coming to you here Fridays, which means we are tailgating at BB's Market here in Bloomington, getting ready for this weekend's football game. Western Kentucky pays a visit to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. 2-0 right now. Can they get to 3-0? It's going to be a little tougher than I think a lot of people imagine. So we'll find out. But we're having fun today. And feel free, if you're in or around Bloomington on Fridays, stop in, join us at BB's for the show. We'll feed you. You'll get to sample everything that we bring out, and get you a free visor. How's
there
that?
We go, even better. Looking
there
good.
You go, baby. It's Adidas, baby. These are good stuff.
There you go. I asked
John Larry.
There you go. I asked in the break what since this is more of a tailgating episode, we're talking all food. What are some of your favorite tailgate foods? 5 Lefts goes with rib tips. Matt, meatballs and chicken wings. Games in late October, November. He goes with the chili. Pete, jalapeno poppers are great. He also likes ribs. I went with jalapeno poppers. I'm going to try to make some of those this weekend. Jennifer, ham and cheese sliders. Tebow, brats and sauerkraut. Fried pickles. That's a good one.
Michael says he loves the jalapeno brats. We'll be having those tonight, baby.
Yes.
That's one of the items on tap for this evening. But it's all great. Everything. You
can't go
everything here
wrong.
is great. No, it's incredible, actually. And why go through all that trouble of cooking and making all that stuff when it is not easy and it takes time? And right. JD will just do it for you, baby, and it will be absolutely exquisite. The hoops. We gave you a great update on recruiting yesterday. Nothing as much has changed. The visits that are scheduled, Asa Powell, of course, another Montverde guy. I think I saw the list of offers that Indiana has out for, I think it's 23 or 24, but it was like this long.
Ooh.
And it got me to thinking, if you're offering that many people, what are the odds of you getting the guy you really want? What are the odds of you getting the guy that you really need? Because a list of 20, well, and I know some of them are different. I mean, you've got guards and forwards, whatever. But even if you split them out, so all of those guards or all those forwards, all of them fit into what you're doing. It seemed like recruiting has changed, well, obviously in the other ways with NIL and all that stuff, but just from the standpoint of the fits, it's like more of a mass, hey, just let me throw it against the wall and see which one sticks, which there's more, I don't know, is there more talent out there today? I don't know. We know about it more, but I'm not sure that there's more talent out there. And I want to be remiss to not forget, hey, this segment is brought to you by Remax Realty, our good friend Cheryl Sizemore. If you're looking for a home in the Indianapolis area, be sure to reach out to Cheryl. Her 2 decades of experience could be the difference between you getting the home you want or not. Cheryl at IndyHomePros.com. So it's going to be interesting. The Paige recruitment is going to be interesting because he was the third. They had 3, and I thought that they might actually land 2 out of the 3. I didn't think they were going to get all 3. But I thought that they might actually land 2 out of the 3. If you would have said, hey, I'll bet you they don't get any, I might have taken that bet.
I think
2 of them were home related.
Right. I think when you go back to the offer list and can you offer too many? I mean, I think what it boils down to is Mike Woodson, he's done a good job on the recruiting trail, but he's still learning. I mean, he's done a pretty good job considering this is his first go-round. So he's still learning some of the ropes. The other part is I've heard a number of coaches say, recruiting is not picking. You don't just get to pick the guy and he comes. So he comes to your school. So I think you want to cast a wide net in case the guy doesn't, in case your top couple options don't decide to commit. I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. And maybe right now Mike Woodson doesn't have the confidence. Maybe in 2 years, if Indiana's been to the NCAA tournament, if they've won a Big Ten title or at least been challenging for a Big Ten title, Mike Woodson might have the confidence to say, you know what, I'm putting my chips on the table. I'm going all in on these 7 or 8 guys instead of having a longer list. But I think right now he knows that Indiana is not the premier destination it used to be. That's not to say it's not right. It's not a blue blood program, but
winning. It's all about winning.
Right, exactly.
And I've said it twice this week already. They haven't won anything.
Uh-huh.
They haven't won anything.
Right.
Winning cures everything. I don't care where you are. If you're winning, you're winning. It doesn't matter. Winning cures all. When Indiana is consistently winning, consistently fighting for a Big Ten title, that's when the things go back. Because now, not only does Indiana have the tradition, and then if they've recaptured that tradition, they have a hell of an NIL presence in place. They have a crazy fan base. They have all the other things that are needed. So it's just winning. It's just simple, consistent winning. Once that happens, it will probably go back to more of being able to be more selective of you choosing who you want rather than you being chosen.
I completely agree. I think that's it's the one missing piece, and Indiana has everything else. It has the tradition, it has the venue, it has the fan support, it's got the campus, it has everything else. It's just putting winning back into the culture. And they took a big step last year. There's no question about it. Beating Purdue, getting a big win over a ranked Ohio State team, getting a couple victories in the Big Ten tournament, playing on Saturday when that's been such an Achilles heel for them. Now it's time to take that next step. You're projected to be one of the top teams in the Big Ten. You need to deliver on that. I don't even look so much into the NCAA tournament. I know a lot of people do because this is a program that wants to win national championships, wants to get to the Final Four. I put way more stock in, are you competitive? Are you competing for a Big Ten championship? Because the NCAA tournament is such a crapshoot. You get one bad draw and it's end of season. So I want to see this team be where it needs to be during the Big Ten regular season. If they do that, I think recruiting will start to speak for itself. I think what you just said, they'll be, they'll get to choose a lot more than them being the chosen one.
And that's not the case right now. And they need, but the thing is, they have to recapture it quickly because with all the changes that have happened in the recruiting world with NIL, with transfer portal, there are teams that are going to recapture some magic. And one of those is Maryland.
Yeah.
They are doing a hell of a job. New coach doing a hell of a job recruiting. They've beaten Indiana on a couple of these recruits, as a matter of fact. and are a Big Ten opponent.
Yep.
So they really seem to be recapturing their mojo. And other teams will do that as well. So that's why Indiana's got to do it quickly. They need to make a move forward this year. They have to compete for the Big Ten championship. I think they have to make it to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. They have to show progress. They're loaded. I mean,
right.
So I don't care that they don't have a shooter or what. I don't care. You gotta win.
You have enough talent to win. Yeah.
You just have to get it done. It's just one of those things. So we'll see. No, but they have the talent to do it, and I don't doubt that they can.
They can. It's a matter of, like I said, I don't necessarily agree with your second point, just because the NCAA tournament, I mean, it's craziness. Everybody loves the upsets. Yes, theoretically, you'd love to see them get to the second weekend. I know that's what the fans want to see. I know that's what everybody wants to see. They want to get back to the Final Four, but you just never know with that. So that's why if you can sustain it in the regular season, be up towards the top 3, top 4, where you should be, that to me is taking a big step forward for this program. And if you're able to hang a Big Ten championship banner, even better.
Yeah, they don't have to win the Big Ten. They have to compete for the Big Ten championship.
Be in the race. Yep.
Yeah, they got to be in the race. Looking forward to it. To walk over here and see some of these great pastors. Rusty stopped by to see us.
There we go.
How's Rusty Smith doing? Rusty Jones doing?
Yeah, fine.
We're going to get him some breakfast. Look at Emily back there working hard. Say hi, Emily. Look at this. Look at this stuff.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
You see that?
I can. That looks good.
That's some kind of chocolate cake with Emily. What is this? Chocolate cake with what kind of icing? Raspberry. Raspberry icing?
Whew.
It's kind of a raspberry infused icing with those little dollops on the top and raspberries on top of that.
That looks good.
Yeah, how about some rustic blackberry tarts?
I'm so hungry right now.
Do you have any scones? I love saying the word scone. I just love the word scone.
Or biscotti.
And if I made them, I would call them the Rolling Scones.
Ugh.
Come on,
what
do you mean, man? That was
a good joke. I'm a big dad joke guy, so that'll work.
The Rolling Scones, man.
The Rolling Scones.
I love it. But yeah, I'm so happy not to be getting home at 1:30, like I said this week.
Yes,
it's going to be a little warm too. Now that's a difference because the 2 previous games were at night. Well, last week's was very cool because of the storm that had just come through. So they're going to play in the daytime for the first time.
Yep.
And it's going to be a high of about 86. It's not going to be – that's warmer than a ball player, I can tell you that, but it's not as bad as it could be. Hell, you could be worse, be playing down in Miami.
Well, this is the other thing that we did not talk about is Indiana, not only with the weather, but the fact that you go from playing back-to-back 8 o'clock p.m. kickoffs to noon. That's a big-time adjustment for the body. So I'm going to be interested to see how this team – because we saw what happened in that weather delay. They came out flat. I'm interested to see what they do because you're going to start that routine way earlier in the day now. So that's going to be an adjustment. And it's one thing if it had just been the opener, if they just played week 1 at night and then had a noon kickoff, but you go back-to-back, your body kind of gets into a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe not a big one, but a little bit of a rhythm, a little bit of a routine. Going to be very interesting to see how the Hoosiers come out with that noon kickoff this week after playing back-to-back 8 p.m.
Yep, and I wonder who else is facing who else is facing the biggest challenge this week? Is it Nebraska?
No, I don't think so.
Is that a big relief for them? I wonder if it's for the players. I don't know what the relationship was with Scott Frost. I can't imagine
Right.
it was great. I'm not saying it was bad, but I can't imagine it was great. And no one would ever want to have a coach fired in the middle of the season if you liked him or not. I don't
know if
but
I don't know if relief is the right word, but the pressure's definitely off because nobody's going to expect anything. They can play free. They knew coming into this season that they had to win for Scott Frost to keep his job. And that's a lot to put on a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds. So now you're just going out and playing football. So that's why I don't know that, like I said, I don't know that it's relief per se, but there's definitely there's no back against the wall mentality, in my opinion. You're the underdog. Just like we talk about Indiana. Tom Allen, way better as an underdog coach. Oh, boy.
Jim, you know what? You already knew, but you could tell by the look on my face, couldn't you?
Yes, I could.
Oh, this may be the coup de grace so far.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
All right, Chef JD, come on in here. What do we have? I'm going to take this off.
Western barbecue burger, hand-breaded onion rings, bacon that we smoke in-house, burger that we grind in-house. It's all from scratch. Barbecue sauce, obviously. Here's your peanut butter bacon jalapeno cheeseburger, the PBJ burger. And then this is a blended mushroom burger with caramelized onions and white wine and a black truffle aioli.
Did you get all that?
I tell you what, I don't know if JD can hear me. But
he cannot, but I'll relay the message.
When I come up, I want that whole platter. I want that whole platter.
He said when he comes up to visit, he wants this whole platter.
Tell him to come see me. Tell him let me know he's here.
All you gotta do is come stop by. JD will take care of you, man.
Yes. All right.
Tell him.
Oh my.
Just let him know when he gets here to come tell me he's here and we'll get down.
I don't even have to take a bite yet to know this may be the best yet. Thank you, brother.
All those burgers will be on our new menu. And if you want sliders for tailgates or any other occasion, just call us, let us know. I'll be glad to, take your order, work with you on the menu. If it's something we don't have, I'll work with you, design what you need, and we'll take care of you.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Wow. Man.
Set that on. You're making me you got to set that on a table. You're making me very nervous that you're going to drop all that.
I'm not going to set it on a table. I'm going to give a little bit out. Stop by. Let's see. One of the back three. He's going with that. Rusty stopped by to check out the show here at BB's. Larry over here. Larry, you still got room for anything more?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, try one of them back burgers there in the back. Look at that. Larry's happy now, baby.
I mean, my mouth is watering, guys.
Larry's got his new visor on too.
Looking good, Larry.
Yeah. Killing it, baby. This is how you do it. Do this every day. Unfortunately, it's time to take a break. Because guess what I'm going to be doing?
Eating?
Absolutely. Hey, if you're in the Louisville, Southern Indiana, Floyd, Clark, Harrison County areas, and you're looking for a home or a new place or looking to sell, you need Barbara Pop Real Estate Services. They have served that community for over 3 decades. Barbara Pop has been a leader in the real estate community in that area. You could reach her at barbarapop.com or Matt Lincoln, Matt@barbarapop.com. We got more Indiana Sports Beat Radio coming up for you from BB's right after this.
Good. Five Left said you look like Big Boy holding that tray of burgers.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's kind of funny. It's funny, so I like that.
It's pretty good. That's pretty clever. There's a statue about a half an hour from where my mom lives. There's this outdoor statue place. I don't know what it's actually called, like lawn art or something. But they have a big boy. They have a big boy statue, a miniature big boy statue. I don't know how much it costs or why people would buy it, but it's there.
Oh, man. Dude.
Was that slap your mama good?
Oh,
Ugh.
man. How much time do I have left? Two minutes?
You got about 2 minutes, yeah.
He's going to shovel it all down. Oh, jeez. All right, I need to try this jalapeno. What was it? Jalapeno cheddar bacon peanut butter burger. I mean, that sounds like a lot going on, but it sounds delicious. Purdue over the Qs. Interesting, Matt. Miami over A&M. Well, Jimbo Fisher is in deep trouble if that happens. Ross, somebody stole the big boy statue. I wonder how big was it?
The box.
How big was it? How big was this big boy statue?
The box.
Ross.
They're life size, man.
Well, he said somebody tried to steal it. I'm interested.
Steal it from where?
I don't know. The specifics were very limited here. It just says some idiot
Mitchell,
down here.
Look what you're missing out on, Mitchell.
I'm gonna be in Bloomington next week, baby.
Oh, will you be here Friday?
No, I'm leaving Friday. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday.
Well, we do the show here Friday.
Listen,
Back
man.
on in about 10 seconds.
All right, perfect.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back in here, Sports Beat Radio, coming to you from BB's. As I was just handed. All right, we talked about this. This is a peanut butter burger.
But it's not just peanut butter.
No, it's a burger with cheese, peanut butter, bacon.
Jalapeno.
And I would have never in a million years. Because when somebody said this, I love peanut butter, but I was like, there ain't no damn way I want peanut butter on a burger. It ain't bad.
It seems like you ate the whole thing in one bite. How much?
It's not bad. Look, one bite off of a slider. Hey, it's not bad. I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
So what's up, man? How was the week? How we feeling? How's everybody feeling?
We got a great story I've been saving for Jeffrey on my betting last week. I made 2 bets, 2 parlay bets.
Uh-oh.
A 3-team and a 4-team.
Okay.
And tried to be smart. I took I think I took North Carolina to win the first half. I took somebody else to win the first half. I took Maryland.
Maryland hit.
And all 3 of those hit. And I took Wisconsin.
Oof. Oof. I didn't tell you to take that one. I had Washington State in the points last week.
Yeah, that's
I don't remember that, and I wished I would have, because do you know what that payout cost?
$0 to you.
That's what it was. What it cost was, or what it would have been, was $2,500.
That's a big loss, man. That's a good
Tough one.
parlay. And it feels like the Wisconsin one should have been no-brainer, but apparently not. Sounds like Jeffrey could see it coming.
I did.
Hey, I went.
There was no way I thought that. But and this all ties into the IU game. The Idaho. Yeah. I think Idaho's better than we thought. State is better than I thought, and that all played back. But under no circumstance did I think Washington Washington State was going to go into Madison and beat Wisconsin.
I nailed Washington's team score. I just didn't get. I didn't think Wisconsin would score that many little points, but they turned the ball over a lot.
Is that what it was? I didn't watch that game. Was it just all turnovers that were the issue?
Turnovers and just general penalty-filled sloppy play.
Yeah.
I made the comment that it was
Wisconsin's play last week is reminiscent of Jim eating online here every Friday.
I made the comment. It was the sloppiest I remember Wisconsin ever playing a football game in my existence. Like, I'm sure that's not true, but it's what of what I remember. Not pretty from start to finish.
No.
Dang. Yeah, that's how you lose games.
Moving forward, though, we got some good games this weekend, though, huh?
Let's talk. Get into it, Jeffrey.
Let's start with the rival. I tell you what, Purdue, Syracuse. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for that game. That's going to be the one to get my blood going early in the day.
So what's your pick? Because I don't think it's a toss up to me. So I think
it is a toss up.
Yeah.
Dustin had Syracuse. I had Purdue. I mean, it literally is flip a coin. That's why I think it'd be so much fun to watch. Garrett Schrader, Syracuse quarterback. I mean, you look into that guy; he is just tearing people up. Syracuse. Like, I think I'm actually leaning towards Dustin's pick of Syracuse now that I've looked even deeper into it. Like Syracuse, I mean, just blanked Louisville week 1. And then Louisville turned around and beat UCF week 2. And their defense looked great in that game. Garrett Schrader just shredded those guys. I am excited to watch that game.
And Louisville, I mean, that game was on the road too. I think it was a Friday night road game. So I think it was a short week for them. I don't think Louisville was as bad as I thought, and I think Syracuse is really good. So that's going to be a great football game. But as I said on both podcasts, it just feels like a game that you look down and you're like, oh, Purdue will be 2-1 by the end of the weekend, and then all of a sudden you look up and it's like, how are they 1-2? That's just the feeling I get of that game. I don't know why. Yeah,
and then you wonder, how good are the Sharks, because they had Purdue's season win total pretty low going into the year. Were they, was their antenna already up for this game right here? I don't know.
Yeah, Garrett Schrader's the kid from Mississippi State, right? He transferred.
Is that where he's from? I knew he's a transfer, but I mean that's the prototypical, once a guy gets a chance to play type of deal, and maybe he's behind somebody that's better and fits their system. But boy, does he look good. My guess is there's going to be a decent amount of Big Ten fans that are going to watch him play, including me. I've only watched highlights and dug into it a little bit, so I'm pretty excited. But at the same time, Charlie Jones is leading the universe in catches and touchdowns and yards and everything. So, I mean, I refuse to believe that Purdue's not going to put points on the board, So it seems like it seems like an entertaining game. Now watch it be, 17-13, but I'm pretty excited for it.
Charlie Jones is Mitchell's hero.
Yeah, he is. He's everything I wanted to be.
I understand that. Kind of like Jason Sehorn with me.
Yeah, it's just some guys have it, man.
Yeah.
So what's the pick on that game?
Well, I got 38-35 Purdue, but I don't know. I might borrow Dustin's pick for this one.
I think
what's the over under?
73. It's a lot.
I think I went 31-30 with Syracuse is what I think I went with. I don't 1-point game.
Which is crazy because that's well under right there.
Yeah. That feels like a lot of points, and you still got 2 touchdowns to score to get to the over.
Yep.
Right.
But I tell you what, if it's 14-14 at the end of the first quarter, you're not going to feel too confident about it. So
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Oklahoma, Nebraska? I love hearing somebody's thoughts because you could have completely opposite thoughts of me, and I'd be like, "Yep, that sounds good. That could happen."
They have had little to no offense and a bad defense all year. And
Hey,
Wait, are we talking
I don't
Nebraska?
yes, I don't see how that gets better in a week. But they're only a 10 and a half point underdog.
Yeah, right around there.
It's a rivalry. You got the rivalry. They rallying around each other. It's like, man, Oklahoma has not lit the world on fire.
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean, Nebraska's defense is straight poverty, so I agree with you there. But their offense has been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because it just felt like a team that had quit on the coach, and they just didn't play very hard. There's still a ton of talent there, and you can't turn it all around in a week, but you play inspired and kind of with nothing to lose. Because if you're Oklahoma sitting at practice this week, you watch the tape of Nebraska and you see players, you see guys, but you're trying to figure out how do they lose these games. It's not like they're getting blown out. I think it'll be closer than people think.
I don't want to get too graphic here. I don't want to get too graphic here because I know Jim's eating, but my 4-year-old was extremely constipated on Wednesday, and let's just say I had to massage the situation to help him out. And the second it all came out, he gave me this look like, oh my God. Like he was the happiest person on the planet. The relief that he got, I'm wondering if Nebraska can get that now that Frost is gone. I mean, it's just get it out of, like now you're not, the stress and everything is there. Just go out and play.
That was one of the most outrageous comparisons I've ever heard.
I just want to say that I have no children, and I still have no desire to acquire any children after that story.
Oh man, it was kind of fun actually. I know that makes me weird. Maybe it's because I grew up on a farm or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like that Dustin said
the next time I have that issue, Jeff, I'll have to call you.
I have a strict anus selection that I'm willing to do that for.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the stomach rubbing the stomach. So we're on different ends here already.
Yeah, we better move on. We better move on here.
Absolutely. A game that I have circled is Michigan State at Washington.
Absolutely.
Kalen DeBoer. I believe in Kalen DeBoer. And I think he knows how to use his people, and he puts them in the right place. I've always liked him. I've always liked his play calling. I've always liked his offenses. And Michigan State is a legit opponent though. So legit defense, and Michigan State they're straight up for real. So I don't know if Washington has enough, but it's hard to pick against them at home.
Yeah, first off, shout out to Five Lefts. What's up, man? This could be also my favorite game of the week. You look at the beginning of the summer, Michigan State was a 3 or 4 point favorite that you could get this game at. Now it's flipped almost. Washington's at least a 3 or 4 point favorite now, and Michigan State's done nothing to show that they should still be favored. I mean, they're 2-0 and have blown teams out. I think a lot of this is just it's all the extra things that are going on. The trip out west, Washington, new coaching staff wanting to establish what they got going on. I think it should be a great scene. There's a lot of fun stuff and then of course you got Michael Penix going against a Big Ten team again. I mean, this is fantastic TV.
Now let me ask you this: why do you think people talk about going out west and the time change and everything? The game's at 7:30 Eastern time.
I'm over that stuff. When Vanderbilt flew to Hawaii and just kicked the living crap out of. I know that Hawaii's not good, but we're talking about Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt flies 8 hours and scored 56 points. Yeah. I'm like,
wouldn't that be? I don't. Wouldn't that be 9:30 Eastern time? That's at 6:30 at night, so that's 3 hours. That's all the way on the left coast there. So that's a late kickoff for Sparty.
The game's at
Yeah, I
7:30
know.
Eastern time,
Right.
so it's 4:30 Pacific.
It's a 7:30 game. Who cares?
No, it's 6:30. Yeah, my bad. 7:30.
Well, 'cause
Wow,
you're on
that's
Central.
7:30 game. Yeah.
You're on Central time.
You're on that weird time.
But I just think I think the travel. I read somewhere Michigan State has not won a game west of the Rockies since like 1956, a regular season game.
Holy God.
I for what exactly it is with the body clock and the traveler stuff, can I say it for sure? I don't know, but there's something to it. I've seen Iowa teams that are better than the team they played, not pull this stuff out all the time. I mean, I think you could go up and down the list for Big Ten teams. But even more than that, it's just kind of the matchup stuff. I mean, Dustin did a good job of pointing out when he recorded with me on the Eyes on Big podcast, like the wide receiver crew is a little bit beat up for Michigan State. Quarterback play has not been stellar for Sparty so far. So you got to think Washington, who's got some players,
Jeffrey, for a moment.
Oh, really? You guys can't hear me?
I gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You got to think Washington. Their whole game plan is going to be to slow down or shut off the running attack and make Peyton Thorne beat you. If they can, that is advantage Washington.
The ironic thing here is it's not this staff, but Michigan State has faced this same duo of Kalen DeBoer and Michael Penix when they were at Indiana. And Michael Penix, Indiana should have won at Michigan State when he completed, 20 consecutive passes.
Yeah.
So would have that been 2020?
No,
when
that
Indiana's
good.
good.
19, I think.
2019.
Yeah, should have
the year
won
they
that
went to the
game.
Gator Bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
So Caleb DeBoer wasn't there during the 2020 magical season. He had already left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah, but that
Where
was
did he go to Fresno State?
Fresno State.
Yeah.
Had 2021 does not happen if he does not end up at Fresno State
Yeah.
for that 1 year. It's so odd that if that job happened, because that was where he had come from,
Yeah.
or he had been prior. If that job does not happen to open up that time, he's in Indiana for another year, I think.
Yeah.
And Indiana does not have that horrible 21 season that they have to come back from. We've got to take a break. Lots more to get to. Indiana hosting Western Kentucky. Lots of Big Ten races or games this weekend as well. Make sure you get stocked up. Come out to BB's Market because from today, from 3 to 7, you got the BB's parking lot party going on. You can fill up your growlers with Metalworks craft beers and pick up incredible food that you don't have to worry about making. Just come pick it up, whether it's sausages or the brisket, all kinds of great things. We're back with more here at BB's Market right after this. Oh, boys, how are you all?
Good. Man.
Great.
All right, so Mitchell, you're here next week.
I'm there next week. Yep. I'm playing playing in a golf tournament. Actually, do you remember the name Eric Sir?
Yeah, I know Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you do. He invited me. There's some amateur golf tour that has an event at the Foul Course on Sunday. So I haven't even played it, so I'm going up Saturday to play the practice round.
Hey, buddy, appreciate you, Larry.
Good to be here today, man.
Hey, next time, don't buy your breakfast.
Okay.
Tell me.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. Got people coming out for the show now, baby. Got a live audience.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Larry.
That was Larry. Rusty's down. I don't know where he went.
Larry and Rusty. I mean, they're probably best friends.
No, don't know each other.
Oh, well, they should.
How are you?
A guy named Rusty is probably just you have to have a friend named Rusty.
I know Rusty. I was surprised to see him come in. I was like, oh, hey.
I had a buddy Rusty in college.
Yeah.
I had and there was one guy I went to high school named Rusty.
Nice.
Rusty Stamper, and then I coached with a guy older that was named Rusty. That's it. Those were the only Rusties.
That's kind of an interesting name. Like, who first named their kid Rusty? Like,
Yeah,
did they
like, and then where's the cutoff? Like, can I name my kid Dirty? You know,
right?
like
Yeah. Like they looked at some metal that had some rust and.
What you picking up?
This is my son.
Chops.
This is my son Rusty. This is my daughter Well Oiled.
Right, yeah. One is better than the other. Origin of the name Rusty. I'm looking that up. Oh, so it was originally given to a male with red hair.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Ah.
The more you know.
Scottish.
Yeah, man.
I know, right? All different ways. Normally, like the
A nickname for people like Russell or Rustin.
Bring it on. 35 lefts.
I think you should do that 5 lefts.
I'm telling you, you missed out on some great food.
5 lefts looks like he can put down some BBQ.
He'd have the opportunity.
You're live
What
in
do we,
10.
all right. Well, hold off.
And
I want to hear your thoughts on Maryland.
2, 1, you're live.
Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio, coming to you here on this Friday from BB's Market here in Bloomington, as it is game weekend and getting ready for BB's parking lot party that starts today at 3 o'clock, where you can come and eat wings and sausages and brats and brisket, homemade potato salad, pork and beans, the whole spiel. And the Metalworks Brewing Company truck is outside. That is just a cool thing in and of itself. A refurbished. I don't know what year that thing is, but just you guys didn't get to see it, but real cool old. Looks like from the 50s, maybe could be 60s. Refrigerated truck, little refrigerated box truck with an old front end Dodge. It's got a new 12-valve Dodge engine in it.
I'm talking about.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. All right. Was it Mitchell that said he wanted to talk about Maryland?
Yeah, because I think last week we were talking about it. I'm just having a hard time becoming a believer, and
So is Dustin.
they just keep showing me that you need to be a believer, and I think
was
this
gonna say,
week will be
why?
a real good test.
Maryland.
I'd start with
school has their football and basketball programs are both on the rise right now.
Yeah.
Dustin. How come? What was your reasons for not being a complete Maryland believer just yet?
For me, I haven't seen a really good Mike Loxley coached defense. They gave up 21 points to Charlotte, which is not a lot considering it was kind of a shootout type of game. But I'm just not a believer that this team can stop a good offensive team. So
Right.
I think SMU is a good offensive team. So that's why I think they'll score points, but I'd have no faith in the defense. I think it's better, but I don't know how good it is. So for me, I'll see it I will believe it when I see it. I always mess that up.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think I mess that up every time now that I hear you say it. I totally get the sentiment that Maryland is prove it to me type of deal. Brian Williams is the new defensive coordinator. He kind of took over at the end of last year. They simply just look better ever since he took over. So to me, that is the change that I'm seeing. Leah Tagovailoa was pretty messy in that first game, but I think he cleaned it up. I'm not 100% sold on their rushing attack being something that can take over a game. I would still want to see that, and this could be this type of deal. There should be points on the board. I mean, that's why Vegas is predicting 73. I just feel like it's going to go under, and it's going to be more of a complimentary type of football game than what people think it will be. Like, I think both teams will try to run the ball, and it'll shorten the game down. So a lot of points, not a ton of punts. I guess I just have a little bit more faith in Maryland from what I'm seeing. You know, like I was already feeling it from the feedback we were getting from Maryland fans. Then you had like that camp tour where the Big Ten Network were just ranting and raving. And then what I've seen the first 2 games. So give me Maryland until I'm proven wrong, because I think they've looked pretty good the first two games. But let's be honest. I mean, nobody would be shocked at almost any outcome of how that game winds up.
Yeah, my thinking is so interesting because Maryland's done nothing but show that they are for real. They take care of business. They score points. They play okay defense so far, but for some reason in my mind, I don't even have a reason for it. It just feels like, I don't know.
Well, the reason's the past 5 years or so. I mean, that's what's stuck in your head. So I totally get that.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch them this week. I think that's another one that's sneaky going to be an awesome game.
Absolutely. What I'm upset with is the Michigan State Washington game. SMU Maryland is at the same time of Iowa and Nevada, and I got to watch that POS game, you know, because that's how I roll. But I wish Iowa was playing tonight so I could just get it over with.
Hey, how about Florida State Louisville? Florida State is a 3-point favorite at Louisville.
Yeah, I think I like Louisville. This is their first home game of the year. So night game, Friday night, man, I've lost too much money on those home teams on Thursday and Friday nights when they got that jacked up, everybody in the nation is looking at us crowd. And I think Louisville is pretty good. Home. For sure. Yeah. I mean, that seems to be the play to me. Either that or over and just have some fun with it, you know, and hope you can watch a shootout. But I'm excited to watch that game tonight.
How about Penn State, 3-point favorite at Auburn?
Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, I like this game for Penn State because I don't think Auburn is that good. I think it's a chance for Penn State to show that they found something in the run game against Ohio. I think Nick Singleton, I'm not quite as high on him just yet as Greek is, as we talked about in the Eyes on Big podcast, but I think he's got potential to be that consistent running back, that number one option out of the backfield for him. And I just don't like Auburn's offense. TJ Finley is not good. I think this is a game where as long as Penn State takes care of the football, if Sean Clifford doesn't try to force too much, he's not Sean Clifford. I think Penn State wins relatively easily, but maybe it doesn't look that way on the scoreboard.
That is pretty much exactly my assessment. Although I like Nick Singleton, the running back for Penn State, more than DS. I think he is the truth. I thought he looked good versus Purdue. They were just kind of getting, you know, their timing down with the offensive line. Boy, they got it down last week. So I'm excited to watch him run.
Here's why this is probably a knock against me more than anything, is because every time I think about a great Penn State running back, my mind goes immediately to Saquon Barkley. And I don't think he's quite that level talent, but I think I think he's a future NFL back. Like I don't think he's I still think he's still young. I want to see what he does behind this offensive line. But he's got potential. Like I don't think it's I just don't think he's a guy you can hand off the football and he will make an offensive line look great just yet. You know what I mean? Like Kenneth Walker did that at Michigan State last year. Yeah. I think Saquon Barkley did that at Penn State for a couple years.
We gotta pump the brakes a little bit here. I mean, he's a true freshman. You know, like this that was his second major college football contest last week.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
I think he'll get there. I think we'll view him like that in a year or two.
Correct.
Yeah, that's. I agree. Anytime you can go into an SEC school and have a chance to do something, and Auburn, whether they're good or they're bad, playing at home as an Auburn Tiger, like that stadium is insane. Those players are they feel last year that was kind of taken out from under them. I think you kind of throw talent out the window in a game like this, but I also agree Penn State is just they're a little more complete. But
I mean, for Vegas to go so far as to make them the favorite, that speaks volumes to me on what that is. Like, I was expecting that to be a pick 'em or even Auburn favored. When I saw Penn State was favored, sometimes you're like, oh, I wish I was getting the points. That charged me up even more for Penn State. And I think Jerry Denard on the Big Ten Network, he had a good point where he talked about, crazy environment. It'll be a slow start, like the first half under, I think, is a great bet in this game because I think Penn State isn't going to necessarily want to put the entire football game on Sean Clifford's shoulders right from the start because you don't want a crazy frenetic start for Auburn, to jump out to a big pick six, lead. So I think you're going to see both teams feeling each other out early, which I think will be a slow start. The crowd kind of dies down a little bit. And again, I feel like that favors Penn State.
Yeah.
A
Penn
game
State
that I
can
don't.
get control early. That's the biggest thing. You don't play from behind the 8 ball. Just settle in. Allow the run game to do what it did last week. Let's just wear on them a little bit.
You need to have at least a 10-point lead before Clifford throws a back-breaking interception so that you can survive it.
It's always coming. He's
Yep.
going to throw 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, but that one pick that he throws across his body into the middle of the field is
Can't wait. Can't wait. Which I need to live bet that, like Sean Clifford interception in the next 5 plays because you can feel that stuff coming, man.
Oh yeah.
A game that I'm not looking at from covering this. Well, I guess maybe is the Michigan game. It's a 54-point spread over UConn, and I don't see them having a problem covering that. And I don't know that UConn can score.
Did that jump up that much? Because wasn't it 47?
But I think when I saw it was like 54, but I don't know.
That was last week. I think Dustin did a better job of talking about JJ McCarthy on our podcast than me. I rewatched that whole game after we recorded, and I'm like, dude, JJ McCarthy is filthy, man. That guy's incredible. Like, he just pops off the screen, and everybody's like, yeah, it's against Hawaii. Some of those passes he was hitting in stride are tough to do versus air, and I'm not joking. Like, the timing that he was showing, that guy would scare me for any Big Ten fan.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I made the comment too. Like, I think the Big Ten has a real Heisman contender, and his name's not C.J. Stroud. Like, I don't think C.J. Stroud is out of that conversation, but I think J.J. McCarthy worked his way in. We'll see. We're obviously not going to see him do it against a real opponent for another week. So I'm interested to see what he can do. But anytime he's come in, going back to last year, he's been like, I don't remember him playing poorly at all.
Right. And people forget, I mean, Jim Harbaugh knows how to develop quarterbacks, okay? I know he's had a couple misses here and there, don't get me wrong, but like, he's in that kid's ear. And I feel like Harbaugh has a good, mixture of aggression, but, not playing outside of yourself. And then, by the way, you pair it up with absolutely a destructive rushing attack and O-line. And you look at the defense, I mean, there's just athletes flying around everywhere. And I know the competition has been bad. I think something I heard, this is the first time since 1961 that Michigan hasn't played either a Power 5 opponent or Notre Dame in their non-conference. So like, this is, like, Michigan fans are getting a lot of heat. I think there was somebody they had scheduled, by the way, that backed out, a Power 5 team that backed out. I can't remember who it was. So we're all ready for Michigan to take a step up, which, by the way, is Maryland next week. So that's another reason why I hope Maryland beats SMU, because I think that game would have even a little bit more juice if they go into it 3-0.
Is it at Maryland?
I do not know off the top of my head. I can look that up quick.
Yeah, I know that's a conversation for next week, but
sure.
Michigan when they started really running the ball and being committed to running the ball, and I think that transition happened late in 2020 where they're not just throwing the ball around anymore and they're just saying, hey, we're bigger than you and we're going to run right at your face. That's when they got scared, because now they've got an identity. And J.J. McCarthy, for as good as he is, doesn't have to be a Heisman-level quarterback. And the fact that he is very scary, because that just helps. It helps.
Yeah. I just can't believe they've been able to survive without Josh Gaddis. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
By
Right.
the way, do you guys think I want to get perspective on this because I've not been in a locker room like you guys have, but I feel like JJ McCarthy has a better personality than any quarterback Michigan has had under Jim Harbaugh. Like, I think Shea Patterson was a fine quarterback. I think Jake Rudock played well his first season there. But I don't know. I don't remember, like, Cade McNamara. I just feel like JJ McCarthy has more of a more personable attitude. And I feel like there's an energy to that in the offense. Like, some of the other guys had more of a quiet confidence, but I feel like JJ's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm a good quarterback. I know I'm gonna throw for 400 yards today. Like, does that make a difference for the offense, do you think?
I can step in on this one. Absolutely. And the first guy that I think of, obviously Nate Sudfeld had a fantastic personality. He was a true leader. Everybody on the team loved him. But for some reason, when we asked this question, the first person I think of is Xander Diamont. And
Yes.
You mentioned him a lot. You like him.
Yes. The way that he played.
I like his mom.
Yeah. Cindy is a nice lady.
Don't
But
take
just
her on
like-
a tractor ride.
His Jesus. His sneaky, just borderline arrogance, it delivers. The team embodies what the quarterback is. So if the quarterback is borderline arrogant and extremely confident in himself, even if he's doesn't have the biggest arm like Xander, you can still win games with him because the team has the same kind of confidence that he does. And so when you get a guy like JJ McCarthy that is kind of that same way where he's confident and he seems like the guys really like him, and when he does well, they want to do well for him. Yeah, it's all mixing into a very dangerous pot for the rest of the country.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
let's see. I'm going to make sure we're not. We've got RC sitting in today producing. RC, how much time we got left?
Like 1 minute before the next break. So you can break whenever.
Oh, we have another break?
Yeah.
And then
We started
you have
late.
And then you have your final
Boy,
segment.
perfect. Let's just go ahead and take that break so we can get into the final segment and get at it, baby. Let's get it on. See if JD's got anything else cooked up back there too, man. He's kind of slacking on me. Not that I'm not full. I still got stuff stacked
You
over there.
got 6 burgers.
Hey, they're
Come
going
on.
home too, baby. They are going home. You're lucky I'm not eating any of these pastries, but I wish you guys could have seen, and you can, what's going to be happening here this evening at the BB's Tailgate Party. See it out here, baby. Tents.
By the way, Jim almost tripped over one of those barrels earlier, walking backwards.
Jim almost tripped over one of those barrels earlier.
There was better than that. Last week at the it was the Illinois game when Indiana obviously came down to a quick ending there at the end. It was an exciting finish. So I'm down in the end zone, and as soon as it ends, I'm running out to get video coverage, and I'm standing right at the back of the end zone, but I'm looking through the camera, and man, as soon as that clock hit 0, I just take off, and I hit a damn pylon, and that I didn't see down there, and
Down goes the king, man.
it almost got me, baby, but that cat-like quickness saved me.
Oh.
I recovered. We got lots more coming up here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio, brought to you by our good friends Andy Mora Honda and Endeavor Hospitality Wild Club. Make sure you go to your Apple App Store or Google Play Store and sign up for the Wild Club today. Start earning wild rewards to all these great places on Endeavor. We're back with more of the Red Zone right after this.
I'm so confused. Like we started the same time I always start.
We started the show came on at 9:50 or something, or 8:50. I'm sorry. So we had to do an extra 20 minutes to make up.
Oh, so it started like a whole 20 minutes, half hour later.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, you guys, I got to take this call. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll try to get back
No,
on.
you're good.
Hey Tom,
The hell?
good. How are you?
Might
Is
want
that you?
you.
There we go. We get the whole call.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were on break when you went outside.
Nope.
Oh no, man. Hey, RC.
You got 2 minutes on my timer from.
Damn, I need a Coke.
I mean, come on, man.
Can I get a little help here?
Anybody want to
Just
help?
a little Coke. I took a big old bite. One burger. I'm like, God damn, I got coffee.
You're gonna ask me something.
I'm just gonna say, Mike will just take Jeffrey out until he comes back. Thank you, boss.
You're welcome. Okay.
I don't think I can do it on mine.
I got
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. You guys got about a minute before you go back on.
Okay.
Whew.
Welcome back. I need a Coke.
Oh
Was that the jalapeno?
no, it was just
Oh,
He ate the whole slider in one bite.
I took a big old bite. Big old bite.
All right.
About 30 seconds.
All right.
I'm going to the Bloomington Country Club today, Mitchell.
I love it. For what?
Oh, to play tennis.
I just wasn't sure if they let players as bad as you play on the golf course.
Oh, I just don't tell them.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio, coming to you, of course, live from BB's Market here in Bloomington, as it is game weekend. Indiana hosting Western Kentucky. Still having too much food, man.
the sights and sounds from BB's.
Oh,
From scratch. Totally from scratch.
you know what's going to solve it? Totally from scratch, homemade baked beans by Chef JD.
That,
Can you see the steam on that one?
I
know you
can't-
can see the steam.
yes,
on
I
there
can
you
see
go.
the steam. You're gonna burn your
There
mouth.
you go. No, I'm not.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He 100% burned his
It's
mouth.
so good. It is
Jim, you're an absolute
What
trooper.
else
You're
in there?
battling right now.
Bacon, molasses,
got bacon, molasses,
brown sugar,
brown sugar,
maple syrup,
maple syrup,
ketchup,
ketchup,
mustard.
We can hear you.
mustard.
Salt,
I didn't know that.
bacon. That's it. Onions. That's it.
This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Good ingredients.
Fresh, all fresh,
Good.
all fresh made and made to order, whatever you need. Put your orders in for your tailgates or your whatever parties, actually. But yeah, the weekly, having a weekly BB's parking lot party here, 3 to 7, especially if you're going to like the Bloomington South game and come place to come hang out before, or come and get your tailgate needs for the IU game. Boy, I'm going to be dealing with that for the rest of the day.
Is it a sign that some team is going to choke this weekend?
Okay, who are we thinking about?
You know,
There are plenty of candidates, including Indiana.
Michigan State is number 11, so potentially an upset there because I like Washington. Who else has got Georgia plays South Carolina, which shouldn't be a game, but South Carolina beat them a few years ago in Athens.
Yeah, I think the quarterback at South Carolina if he tried to transfer to Indiana, I would do everything I could to make sure he didn't transfer to Indiana. I just have no cares for him at all.
He transferred from Oklahoma, Spencer Rattler. He was a 5-star, and he is not living up to that rating.
Have you ever seen it was the Netflix show that I think Eric Fromm was in as well, or Jake Fromm. Eric Fromm is a guy that played basketball at Butler. Jake Fromm and Spencer Rattler, it was some Netflix show about when they were in high school, and listening to Spencer Rattler talk to his teammates at a high school practice, I can't imagine. I mean, it was disgraceful the way he's telling them they're terrible and like, why are you so slow kind of stuff. And
Cincinnati's their quarterback?
The South Carolina quarterback. When he was in high school. You're going to have to look it up. It's like Spencer Rattler high school taping or something.
Was it QB1 maybe?
Yeah. Yes, it was QB1. And, I mean, from that moment, we were talking about guys, quarterbacks, the team kind of embodies the quarterback's mindset. That's just not the kind of guy that I want leading anything, let a group project in school, let alone a college football team.
Well, some of the things go ahead, Jim.
No.
I was just going to say, one of the things that always stood out to me about his quarterback ranking and everything was there was a highlight video of him with no defense, like spinning around and throwing a ball to the back of the end zone. Like I'm like, that's not overly, like I couldn't do it. No question. Could not do that. But there was no defense. It wasn't like a precision pass. I'm like, what are we talking about here? So I just sometimes I question the recruiting rankings on some of this stuff, like
especially at quarterback, because so much is taken into the summer 7-on-7 sessions when there's no defensive line. You can just kind of set your feet. You don't have to have anybody diving at your legs, and you can stand back there for 4 seconds or whatever the timer is and just scan through the field. And I mean, that's really hard. It's hard. Everybody's running and moving, and you got to be able to see, kind of go through your reads quickly, but such a big aspect. I mean, Connor Bazelak would be fantastic at that, but something that he's dealing with is he's got to make throws where he's stepping into offensive linemen's feet because they're getting pushed back into him. And that completely changes everything. Like, we're not playing 7-on-7. So I have a hard time anytime that's big 5-star quarterback. This guy's been amazing, and his only highlights that I see are the 7-on-7 stuff where he's got the tights and you can barely see his eyes because all the stuff is over his head. I'm not. I another need to see it first because you're going to get quick.
You know, Jeffrey had to step away. I hope we can get him back because I forgot all about blasting the Big Ten West. Who is good in the Big Ten West? Minnesota's the best they got.
Yeah, I think this is a year. If you're a Purdue fan, this is a year to go up to Syracuse, make a statement. You played Penn State tough, who's going to be good in the Big Ten East. This is a year that Purdue may sneak in because Wisconsin's down. Wisconsin's just always tough. For whatever reason, they're going to figure it out. They're going to win 9 or 10 games. They had a bad loss. Okay. They're going to finish the season in the top 20.
I agree. I think that's because, again, last year, Wisconsin started 1-3. We were counting them out. We were wondering what's wrong with them. I think they'll figure it out. I think Wisconsin will be pretty good. I think Minnesota is really good. Like, I think they're top 15 good. And the biggest indicator of that to me is the fact that usually they play teams. Go back to that 2019 season when they were 11-2. They usually play down to their competition. They needed overtime to beat Fresno State on the road. They needed a late touchdown to beat South Dakota State. Struggled against a not so good Georgia Southern team. But this year they rolled New Mexico State. They put up 62 points against Western Illinois last week. Minnesota usually doesn't do that. So I think that Minnesota is really good. I think Wisconsin, like you said, Mitchell, will figure it out. Purdue has a great opportunity to be in that mix. So I think there's 3 teams that are really good. Iowa's got a championship level defense, but their offense is like, I don't know. I'm gonna say something, and Mitchell might hate me for this. It's like the exact opposite of some of those Indiana teams that you played on. The offense would score 56 points, the defense would give up 55. Right? Like it's such a contrasting difference between the two sides of the football.
You're not hurting my feelings. We went to Michigan one year and scored 50 points and lost by 2 touchdowns. So you're not hurting my feelings saying that. It just is. It definitely feels, and this is perfect time for Jeffrey to be back. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello.
Oh, speaking of the devil,
I heard I was backstage. I heard the slander.
Oh yes, I forgot all about that. I did, and I do it mostly in jest, just for the fun of it. But I get to do it, baby. The Big Ten West just sucks.
It doesn't suck, but it's down.
It's very average. It does not suck.
I hate the word sucks. I hate the word sucks. It's used too much. But
I'll tell you this.
Colorado sucks. Colorado sucks.
I don't think the Big Ten West has a bad team in it. That's unusual. Usually your lower the bottom team is not good. I don't know that they have that team though. Everybody is closer towards the middle.
That's accurate. And I would say the thing that's weirding everybody out is the two teams that everybody expects to be at the top, Wisconsin and Iowa, have lost a game. So that's what's throwing everybody off their rocker.
And there's no one that is really. I mean, Minnesota is obviously right now the best of the West. But
I think people need to look. I think people need to look at Minnesota a little bit harder. And the other thing I would say is listen, the Big Ten East is better than the Big Ten West, obviously. The gap has widened a little bit, but let's let this play out a little bit because, man, the Big Ten East has played a big pile of mush just to start the year. So the competition is going to step up at some point. I still think the Big Ten East is better. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll close a little bit. I don't know how Indiana beat Illinois. I mean, that was a crazy game. Obviously, the Purdue-Penn State game could have gone either way. So, no, I still contend that the as Jim just
on mute.
I thought it was pudding. I thought he was just slapping down pudding first. I think what I was saying at the beginning of the season is still true. I still think Michigan and Ohio State are on a different planet from the rest of the Big Ten, but the jockeying from teams 3 to all the way down to 14. There is not a bad team in the Big Ten right now. Even with Nebraska, they scare you. They scare you, even though they're 1-2 and got beat by. So I think by the end of the year, it's going to be that scene, the next morning when they wake up after the hangover, nobody's going to know what the heck hit them.
Yeah. I think we're going to look back at the end of the year and talk about the Indiana beating Illinois in the first game of the season as one of the most important wins of the past couple of years, because I think Illinois is going to win a lot of games. That running back is fantastic. And for Indiana to be able to scratch and claw a game that they had no business winning, as an Indiana radio show, that's a huge win for the program.
Shifty Sean Shivers. He looked good last week.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
So try to make somebody miss. When he gets out in the open space, he puts his head straight down and tries to run through your face mask, which I like. But he's so quick. I feel like he could mix it up a little bit, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm scared of contact.
All right, here are my picks for the week. I got 4 of them.
I can't wait.
I'm taking Penn State -3 at Auburn. I'm taking Michigan plus 47.5 against UConn.
I like
minus 47.5.
Bro, minus.
If you could get Michigan plus 47, I would definitely take that.
I'm gonna write it down as a plus and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm taking Purdue.
Ooh.
Are they minus
Gambling.
1.5 or plus? They're plus a point.
I think they're getting a point. I think they're getting a point now.
That game has shifted so much.
You don't like that pick?
I don't like. I would stay away from that.
You know why I like it, Jim? Because it's gambling. It's supposed to be fun, so that's why I like it. Yep.
My last was I took Washington and gave up the points to beat Sparty.
I can see it.
I'm a Kalen DeBoer believer.
The more I've talked about that game, I think Michigan State's going to win by 2 touchdowns. I don't know why, but the more I sit and think about it, I just don't. I just think they're the real deal, man. I really do. Dustin, go ahead.
This is what we talked about. Like on Tuesday on This Week in Indiana, I picked Washington. I go on Eyes on Big and I pick Michigan State because I can't decide how it's going to go. Like to me, the thing that I think helps Michigan State is that I think their defensive line is really good, and if you can rattle Michael Penix, he is inaccurate. And after thinking about it for a while, I think that's what's going to happen. Because Washington hasn't played anybody. I don't know what their offensive line is like, to be quite honest. If Michigan State can get home early in the game, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it'll be enough to where Washington won't be quite as prolific on offense. Michael Penix is going to hurry some throws, and it's going to unfold for the Huskies.
You just got me even more excited to watch that game. I mean, those are fantastic points.
Yeah.
Jeff, give me your locks, your picks.
My lock of the week, as crazy as it sounds, is I think everybody believes this is your slightly older brothers, Indiana and Western Kentucky. So I think they think it's going to be a shootout. I see Tom Allen trying to make this more of a ball control type of team and game. So I like the under 62 in that game quite a bit. I like Ohio State's game. Staying under. If you give me a second, I can find that one. That one is Toledo and Ohio State. I like that one under 61. I think I like Toledo in the points in that game too. If you guys could remember, Toledo just about took down a really good Notre Dame team last year. In fact, Notre Dame was lucky to win that. It's a pretty good football program, so I like that one. And I tell you what, you got to take Nevada plus the 23. I mean, if Nevada puts 10 points on the board, do we think Iowa can put 34 points on the board?
No.
I think we all know the answer to that.
Mitchell and I have a lot riding on this. Our next pod could be shirtless if Iowa does cover the 23 points in that game. So,
I am logging on to that. So one of you two have got to let me know how that goes down.
Yeah.
What's the over-under in that Nevada-Iowa game?
39. 39.
Yeah, 30, yep.
Hey, ladies! Oh man, that's a pod for the ladies.
I don't know about that.
If they want to feel better about who they've selected as their partner, then yes, I would agree with that.
Man, I cannot thank everybody enough as always, especially everybody on the Andy Moore Honda hotline. Appreciate you guys. I'm not doing any of the cooking, baby, just the eating. But I can cook. I do a lot of cooking at home. Don't kid yourself. I can make a great steak or whatever you need. But I'm glad everybody's enjoying the shows. We want you just to have fun. It's supposed to be fun. Have fun. Maybe deliver some information that's beneficial along the way. But man, you guys make it an incredible. This is the best day of the week. It's just a fun day. Thanks to RC for being a trooper, filling in from Los Angeles today on the producer end.
My pleasure. See how beautiful it is out here on my way to teach.
Oh, yeah. We were coast to coast today, guys. Make sure you follow Eyes on Big podcast with Big Kurt and Jeffrey the Greek and Dustin Schutte as well. And make sure you just keep looking at Mitchell Paige because he's follow his golf exploits. Playing in a tournament soon. We're going to make some mushroom. I got some mushroom stuff coming up. Don't worry, guys. Asked about that. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Cannot wait to see you again. Hopefully at the game tomorrow. Don't forget BB's parking lot party going on today, 3 to 7. Get all your tailgate needs and everything you can ever need. Until Monday, I'm Jim Coyle. I will see you on the radio.